Okay, let's go. So, before I tell you what these two very intelligent person say about what you should be done now, what you should be doing now to prepare your life, before I let you follow these guys and see what they say, I'm gonna tell you first why these people asking me. No, first who are these people and why they chose to ask me these two questions. Because you may say, why they ask you, you are not the very intelligent person. You are not the wealthy person. So why they ask you this question? So I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why they ask me this question. Who's this person? Number one, these people who ask me what they should be doing to be financially stable in the future. One of some people are here in the U.S. and some people are not here yet, but they are preparing to be here soon. So they are wondering what they should be doing. You know, they live in, they work, but they don't make most of the money they should be making according to themselves. So for someone who is outside this country, who is preparing to enter this country, who is going to come over in the next 2-3 years or in the next 2 or 3 months, he has already started to look at what he's going to be doing in this country, especially when you come from the so-called like poor country. You may not going to get a job as the same job you were doing where you are. So you may have to do some other, scoring. So they've been asking those type of questions. So I have some experience. I made my most money. I know a little bit of what I should be doing. Okay, so and some of other guys, they're already in this country. They live here already, but they don't make the money they wish they should be making. And they think I make most of the money myself, and I'm pretty sure I'm doing better than most of the people that I grew up with. I can explain you that, I can show you that, but stay with me. So I'm going to let you listen to these two guys. What you should be doing now to be free in the future. What is your plan for 2025? That's what you should be thinking now. And that is the goal of this video after all. What is your plan for next year? We are already in 2024 at the end, and we're going in 2025. The reason why I prepared this video is to prepare you, is to stimulate yourself, to ask you to give you a push to think about what you should be doing in 2025. So before I also go into this, I'm going to tell you this. This video is not made for the people who are already doing well. Okay? I want to make it clear. This is not for the people who are doing very well. This is for the people who they think that they should be more, who they think who are not enjoying what they're doing. They wake up, they go to work every single morning, but they're not happy about it. They want to change something. This is for the people who are still in school, who haven't maybe started to work yet, and they are wondering what they be doing. This is for the people who are working, but who are not making enough money to pay bills, to do a project, to be free, maybe to do something else. So if you feel good, if you have what you want, don't worry about it, ignore it. I will just ask you to watch it, like it, subscribe to support my project. But if it's not going to help you, that's cool. But for you guys who feel like we need some other plan, stay with me. And I'm telling you this, sit down, grab a piece of paper, grab a pen, write down some of your plan for 2025. You should be already thinking about what you will be doing to change your case, okay? That's what every intelligent person are doing at this point. We have only like three weeks before we enter
There's no need
2025.
even to have
So
a college
instead
degree. I mean,
of
if somebody graduated from a great university
sorry,
that maybe
instead of starting to prepare for Christmas and the New Year, you should be now starting to prepare for your career, your financial plan, what you'll be doing. Okay, so that's just it's just a kind of push, so you can, if you haven't thought about it yet, it's time to start to think about it. So listen to what Elon Musk is going to say. The wealthy person in the world. He owns Tesla, he owns SpaceX, and all other most very important company in the world. He make the most contract, the most very important, expensive contract with the U.S. government right now. So whatever he say, you should pay attention to what he's saying. You may not like him, you may not follow him, you may be not his fan. But I'm telling you this, you should pay attention to what he say when it comes to career, job, education, and those stuff. Listen to him.
there's no need even to have a college degree. I mean, if somebody graduated from a great university, that may be an indication that they will be capable of great things, but it's not necessarily the case. And if there's a track record of exceptional achievement, then it's likely that that will continue into the future. First of all, you don't need college to learn stuff, okay? Everything is available basically for free. You can learn anything you want for free. It is not a question of learning. There is a value that colleges have, which is like, seeing whether can somebody work hard at something, including a bunch of sort of annoying homework assignments, and still do their homework assignments, and kind of soldier through and get it done. That's like the main value of college. And then also, if you probably want to hang around with a bunch of people your own age for a while instead of going right into the workforce. So I think colleges are basically for fun and to prove you can do your chores, but they're not for learning.
If you think of what is education, you're basically downloading data and algorithms into your brain, and it's actually amazingly bad in conventional education, because it shouldn't be this huge chore. The more you can gamify the process of learning, the better. For my kids, I do not have to encourage them to play video games.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have to pry them from their hands,
Yeah.
crack. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of education is very vaudevillian. You've got someone standing up there kind of lecturing at people, and they've done the same lecture 20 years in a row, and they're not very excited about it. And that lack of enthusiasm, is conveyed to the students. They're not very excited about it. They don't know why they're there. Why are we learning this stuff? We don't even know why. In fact, I think a lot of things people learn probably there's no point in learning them, because they never use them in the future. Well, you have to say, people, I think, don't stand back and say, well, why are we teaching people these things? And we should tell them probably why we're teaching these things. And I think if you can explain the why of things, then that makes a huge difference to people's motivation.
Yeah.
Then they understand purpose.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty important, and just make it entertaining. But I think just in general, conventional education should be massively overhauled. I'm sure you very much agree with that. But
How did the Wharton degree help? I think.
Okay, now. Okay. Elon Musk, he's not just a regular guy, okay? He's not a simple person like everybody else, okay? He's not like me, okay? This guy, he does not send his kids in a class. He have how many kids right now? 20 children right now? He doesn't send any of these kids in private school or anywhere, okay? You will maybe say, oh, he sent all his kids in a private school. He doesn't send these kids in public school. He does not even send them in any private school. He's schooling his kids at home. And guess what? He does not teach them the program from the government, from the city, from the state, like every other school does. He has his own program. So you heard what he said. His kids are just doing video game. They're just building stuff. They learn tech from the beginning. And a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old will be doing the same thing. If you listen to him, he's like, you don't need a college degree. You don't need a 4 years degree. All you need is what? All you need is your skills. What you need is your skills that will help you to do what you're supposed to be doing. All you need is to learn the skills that will help you to get a job and do what you're supposed to be doing. That's what I just said. Meaning what? If you're gonna be in the US, okay, you don't plan to be a doctor, you don't plan to be a nurse, you don't plan to be a lawyer. What it says is you should not even going to do those 4 years degree. You should not even going to do those 2 years degree. Go get a trade school. Go get a vocational school. That's what he's talking about. And if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense, because he's also talking about how much money it costs to go to college. Because most of the college students, they finish with a lot loan they can't even pay off. That's why Biden was trying to forgive loans to these kids, but he was not able to do that, because it is trillions. It is a lot of money that the country cannot afford to forgive. So that's why the narrative is changing right now. Everybody's trying to shift the narrative to see what they should be doing, other than spending 4 years in school and come back to the workforce and make the same money everybody else are making. The time he was in school, they was already making money, and they will come back from school to make the same money they're making, or even less. So that's not the best choice, and that's what he's trying to say. And now, in 2025, that's what I'm going to tell you. You have to ask yourself, what is the plan for 2025? What am I doing right now? That's how you start. What am I doing right now? What do I have already as skills? How much money do I make right now? Is it enough for me to do my projects? Is it enough for me to start a business? Is it enough for me to buy any tool to do my side hustle? That's the question you should be asking yourself right now. So I want you to think about it. Are you in school? Why are you in school? What are you studying? Is this field are you in going to support you in your life? You have to think about it. Do not do what your siblings did. Do not do what your parents. This is kind of tricky, right? Do not do what your parents told you to do in school. Sit down, watch around, look around, see what is on page today. See what the world is offering today, because the word of our parent is not the word of today. There was not that the most advanced technology like we have today. There was not AI like today. There was not social media like today. Right now, kids, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old kids are making millions on video game, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, online. That was not the case when our parent was growing up. That's why we need to change the narrative. We need to change our behavior. We need to change how we value school, how we value jobs, how we value the source of income in general. Okay? 25 years ago, crypto was not around. It just came up in 20 years. Okay? That's a game changer right now. Everyone is trying to get into a cryptocurrency business. Everyone is trying to understand how stock market works. Everyone is trying to understand how to make money in video gaming, on YouTube, on Instagram, everywhere. Why? Because time change. So 2025 is coming. What is your plan? This is the goal of this video. To my people, wherever you are you in the US? Are you outside the US? Do you have any question? I'm not only talking to the people who was asking this question. Some of my friends have asked me this question more than one time. Say, how if I get engineering degree? How if I get IT degree? How if I get mechanical? How if I get I'll be electrician? Look, my answer is one. What is your location? And what is the offer in your location? And after all, what do you have? Number one, do you have a high school degree? If you have it, nothing else, go to trade school. Do you have a college degree? Yes. If you have a college degree and your degree doesn't give you a job you need, you're still making the least money. You don't have to worry about how much money you spent already. Go back and do another 12 months of trade or vocational school. Most people who did this type of education, they make most of the money. They make, okay. The picture that I just showed you, I made 5,000 plus in 8 days. 2,000 plus in 24 hours. That was not crypto. That was not stock market. It wasn't Bitcoin. It wasn't Ethereum. It wasn't Solana. It wasn't Dogecoin. It wasn't Tesla. It wasn't SpaceX. It was not any stock. It was just skills. You know what you need? Let me show you what you need. If you don't mind, this is what you need. See that? This is what you need. And this. These are my tools. I made 5,000 in 8 days, 2,000 in 24 with this. This. So, my point is what? Go get that. Go get this one. Go get it. So you're not going to get it before you get skills. Number one, go get skills first. I don't care if you have a bachelor degree. I don't care if you have a master degree. What I care for is how much money you're making, how much potential you have to take care of your family, how much potential you have to take care of your kids, how much potential you have to support your family. That's the main question. If you cannot answer that question, go back and do a trade school. One more time, I'm going to give you an insight of another intelligent person. Maybe, hopefully, he's going to help you out. Give me 1 second.
What a role community college is playing for people who are still figuring out whether it's the right thing for them. Mm-hmm. My larger story here is, again, I went to a liberal arts college. You can't, in today's time, you can't go to college saying, I want to major in this so that I can have that job when I get out.
There you go.
What do you mean? Okay. Suppose it's 2007. All right. When did YouTube come online? Was it around there?
Yeah, around 2006.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And you are 17 years old, and you tell your parents, Mommy, Dad, when I'm a little bit older, I want to be a YouTube influencer. They're going to look at you and say, go to...
My daughter she just does the same thing. She's like, hey, I want to be a YouTuber. Because these kids are watching YouTube on TVs, and they think it's fun, they make money, you know. It's good, you know. Right now, I mean, I understand, you know, but 20 years ago, you cannot say that. You could not say that. But now kids are like, hey, I want to do that. I want to be a TikTok. I want to be a star, you know. Other stuff, it's on TVs, it's on phone. Everybody's informed on time right now. It's not like 20, 30 years ago, you know. So there is a lot of option. There is a lot of option. And this is the very intelligent person you will get. Okay, he's among the very intelligent person in the world at this time. So you should not underestimate what he's talking about. He had all these degrees, the high degrees you can get, but now he's gonna tell you that you don't have to have these degrees. You don't have to go to college to make money, because he just said that you cannot go to a college right now with the idea of to get the job you want. No, it's not the case anymore.
college. What are you, crazy? You're talking, it's crazy talk. I don't even know what that is. Look at the ways people today can make money that did not exist 5 years ago.
Yeah.
10 years ago. Okay.
Yeah. Vlad TV is built on YouTube, essentially.
Okay. So you might have built some other media thing, given your reach and your smarts. So, but nonetheless, you are making money today from Google,
Yes.
who pays your check, and there's a day when Google didn't even exist. Okay. So
Yeah, of course.
my point is, the rate at which society is shifting relative to our parents and their parents, where, oh, join GE and 30 years later you retire. And no, nothing lasts 30 years. Nothing. Nothing you want to bank on, at least. So take a look at the makeup of the Dow 30 industrials, okay? That gives you the Dow Jones Industrial Average.
Yeah.
Go back 10 years, 15, 20, 30. It's completely changed.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So, my point is, my opinion is, you don't go to college to learn anything. You go to college, no, you don't go to college to learn a subject. You go to college to learn how to think.
Yeah.
You go to college to learn how to do research.
That's
you go
new.
to college to learn how to know the difference between what is bullshit and what isn't.
Right.
Okay? Then you come out a thinker, a lifelong learner.
Yes.
When I wrote a paper on the Etruscans that I didn't know anything about, but I had to write it, and I hated it, and I did it, and now I know a little bit still about the Etruscans. That's not what mattered.
Yeah.
Because when you're in college, you say, I'll never need to apply this. That's not what it's about. It's about the brain wiring so that
Right.
when you confront a problem you've never seen before, your brain wiring goes into high action, and you say, okay, we decoded this thing the other time, and we figured out how to connect these bits of information together in that way. Maybe this new problem will respond to that level of analysis.
Yeah.
You want to become you want to become a thinker, a problem solver. Not here's this vocational knowledge that I'll then apply. That's the problem with vocational knowledge. You can go become a air conditioning expert, and then everything gets swapped out in 5 years. You got to go back to school. But if you know how to think, you are way more.
That's what I was saying. Okay, that's what I was saying. When you go to those 3, 4, 5, 10 years degrees, you're not going to make money. You're going to be a thinker. You're going to serve the community. You're not going to make money for a living, because you're gonna spend a lot of time studying. You're gonna spend a lot of money that you're not going to be able to pay. That's the difference. But if you feel like you need to take care of yourself, you need to take care of your family, you need to just make sure you are financially free, you don't need to go to those 3, 4, 5 years degrees. Go get a vocational diploma. That's what you're saying. Go get a trade school diploma. That's what you're saying. Because there is a difference between getting a 4-year degrees, bachelor degrees, and making money. Because I'm telling you, there's people who have those degrees, and they come back to the field to make the same money as people who didn't. So you start to think about how much time did you spend in school, and then how much money did you spend over there, and you start to go crazy. So you don't want to do that. That's the point. That's what I want to make right now. And I feel like you got to ask yourself, again, like the main question, what's your plan for 2025? What are you planning to do? Where are you at right now? And then where you planning to be in 1, 2, 3, 4 years? That's the question.
Here's something very surprising and probably some good news. Yeah, good news. More and more of America's youngest workers are ditching college and going to trade school instead. The number of students enrolled in vocational community colleges rose 16% from last year, while enrollment at traditional four-year colleges basically stayed flat. With us tonight for more is Mike Rowe Works Foundation CEO Mike Rowe. Mike, thanks for joining us again. Love your view on this. Here's the reality. I think this is an insane positive for not only America, but for these people, because they're going to have a career and make a lot of money for the rest of their lives.
Well, thank you. It's great to hear that. It's probably a little premature for a victory lap, but I was just telling your producer, you know, I've spent 16 years in this space trying to make a more persuasive case for the 10 million jobs that are currently open, most of which don't require a four-year degree. Your last segment was really instructive, you know, talking about the importance of PR and the power of good PR.
He said 10 million jobs open does not require a four-year degree. 10 million open. That's not the store or the distribution center. That's not the hotels. That's not the fast food. Those are the trade schools positions. Those are the vocational schools openings. So it's not like you're going to make $10, $12 an hour. Those are the jobs that pay most of the money in this country. And like I said, it's not only in the U.S., it's all over the world. The system is the same. The banks, these big money guys, all they do is to keep you down, to hide the most valuable information you should get. Now it's starting to come out that he's the one who's pushing this narrative for now. And all this big media decide to give him a mic, and everybody's trying to pay attention right now.
You know, I don't care if you're running Tesla or a, you know, supermarket down the road. It does matter. And when you talk about changing attitudes, and when you talk about challenging stigmas and stereotypes and myths and misperceptions that keep people from pursuing a career in the trades, you've got to see charts like this. You have to make a more persuasive case for the simple fact that a four-year...
Okay, this is so exciting. Look at this. This is HVAC. This is carpenters. These are electricians. These are plumbers. That's all you need. That's all you need. Go to Europe. They need HVACs, right? These are like air conditioning technician. They work on ACs, central airs, all those machines that have to do with your air conditioning. That has to do with the cooler that they use in this big fast food. There's those big refrigerators they use. These are the guys who are working on them. So carpenters, these are the people who work on constructions. Electrician, everybody knows what is electrician, and they need these guys everywhere, wherever you live. I don't know where you live, but you can tell me you see at least 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5 electricians in your area, and you know how much money they make. Plumbers, these are the people who work on water. They fix your faucet, your sink, your pipes, all those type of leaks that have to do with the water. They are everywhere. Every country, every corner in this world, they use these guys. These are now the 4-year degrees you need. You just need a few months, 10, 11 months in school. You come out making over 70,000 a year. So you're not going to make that much money when you go to do most of these 4-year degrees. These are just for the trade school, vocational school, and other stuff. So this is what I'm talking about. For those guys who was asking me what they should be doing, what they should do study, what degree they should be get at this time. If you don't want to be a nurse, because nurses make most of like this what these guys are making. If you don't want to be a lawyer, if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be like in those high positions, you don't need to go spend another 4 years trying to run stuff that's not going to help you to make money. Just go for 2 years. HVAC, electricity, plumbing, or construction. That's my advice. If you are anywhere, you're planning to come into this country, if you come with these skills, you will get a good job right away. If you are already in this country, for those guys who are already here, that's what you need. Go to these unions. Every city in the U.S. has unions. Go to those companies that run businesses, construction. They have all these positions. Go for apprenticeship. You will get to learn this kind of stuff. They pay you and they teach you at the same time. So you don't need to go for a long time on this college because you spend time, you spend money, and you're not going to make those money back. So that's my advice, and you can understand how he's playing this. It's not like these people are like me. These people are smart. These are the most smart person you can get. So you should not underestimate what they are saying.
Your degree is not the best path for the most people, and that opportunity, by and large, often resembles these vocations that do, in fact, look a lot like work.
Your point about victory lap, well taken as usual, Mike. I mean, you got to have a work ethic, right? There's got to be other things other than just having this skill. But as any of our viewers or listeners knows, especially if you live in an urban area like New Jersey or New York or someplace like this, if it's a non-emergency plumbing call or electrical call, I don't know about you, for me, it's weeks of wait. The waiting list is weeks, and the fees are high, and I just think this has to be viewed, at least right now, as a net positive.
Well, look, this is why it's dangerous to paint with too broad a brush. You know, you've got a national audience, and many people watching probably have kids who would, in fact, be well served by a university experience, assuming they can afford it. But so many others can't. And so when you promote one form of education at the expense of all the others, you start to create unintended consequences, the skills gap being one of them. At my
All right. So I'm going to finish. And this is what you should take from all of this talk. So it's not like this is going to be for everybody. Some of the kids who have, of course, to go to college to do all those 10, 12, 20 years, okay? Depend on what they have, depend on how much finance they have, depend on what they plan to do, okay? But some of the people cannot do that. So if you cannot go to or get these master's degrees or other stuff, do not just go back to McDonald's, Walmart, warehouse, or somewhere because you think you're not going to get another job. Go do this apprenticeship. That's my take, and that's what should be get from all of this. So I hope you get what you want. I hope you was able to get some knowledge about what you should be doing. Again, as the main question, what is your plan for 2025? You should put one of these into your plan, okay? We're already at the end of 2024, and we start 2025 in a few weeks. What is your plan for 2025, okay? You should not take 2025 as your normal time, your normal, another year come in and go. You should have a plan because no one is going to save you. No politician is going to save you. No a family member is going to save you. You got to save yourself, okay? For those people who live in the U.S., I cannot leave before I say this, okay? We're going to be in Trump administration. For those who was here already in Trump, in the last Trump administration, the economy was booming, okay? You was able to get a job whenever you want, however you want, and everybody was trying to leave a job and go to other jobs like however you want. Why? Because the economy was doing pretty good. A lot of this billionaire was making a lot of investment. So we had fun to make money. So make your plan, okay? Do other stuff. Do not be comfortable doing what you're just doing. Think about what can you improve, what can you do more, okay? One last advice, I'm gonna tell you this. This may be a little tricky. it might also cost me some friends, but I have to say this, okay? You should not stay at your same location. You should not stay to the same employer for more than 5 years, okay? Some people will tell you 3 to 4 years, but I'm telling you 5 years, okay? Because you have to maximize your skills. People who stay 3 to 5 years for one employer and leave, get another job, they get paid more money than those people who stay for the same employer for more than 5 years. You're not going to hear this in school or somewhere. You just need to get this now, okay? Okay, I'm going to explain a little bit why. Let's say you are an electrician, okay? You work for a company that's making, let's say you make air conditioning parts, but that company was been around for 20 years. You maybe don't use the most advanced systems. So, but you have skills. You are an electrician, you have skills to do most of the work. And there's another job that's coming. Let's say Intel is coming, okay? They have the most advanced technology. Because you already have your skills where you're working, it's gonna be easy to get a job at Intel or at any other company that you know they have the most advanced technology because you already have skills. So based on the skills you have, when you go to that job, they're gonna calculate the pay based on your background, based on your previous experience. That's why most people who stay 3 to 5 years, some people will say 2 to 3 years, but I don't think in 2 years you will be able to get the most skills you need. The way I say it myself is maybe 3 to 5 years. So you get paid depending on the previous experience. So I'm not trying to, but this is true. You already work for one employer for 2, 3 years. You know you have all the skills to do the job. Hello, this is what you need. Do your research, find out another company that maybe need those type of skills, but on another high level, and go apply for that job. They're going to ask you how much you get paid. They're going to look at how much skills you have. They're going to pay you more. That's what it means. So do not sit down and be like, oh, I cannot do this. I can't even pay my bills. I can't do this. Can't think about buy a house. I can't even get married because I don't make enough money. You don't make enough money because you don't make plan to make money, the money you need. You can learn to do crypto, stock market. You can learn to do all the stuff. But if you don't want to do all those kind of trade stuff that will maybe require more capitals, just go do take your skills and look at what can you do more to improve yourself. That's my advice for my friends, for those people who have those type of questions. No one is going to give you a perfect question because no one knows where you are. No one knows what you have. No one knows your skills. But look at what you have yourself and look around yourself and see where can you do more in 2025. So I'll maybe come back in 2025 with the same question. Where you at now and what's your plan for 2026? So thank you very much. This was fun. I was talking to, like I said before, I'm not talking to the people who doing very well. If you're doing very well, you need to help other people to do well as well. I was talking to the people those people who feel like they need to do something else, those people who are not happy every morning when they wake up and go to work, for those people who feel like they don't know what they do, and for those people who asking me those questions. You want to come to US, you in a process, that's how you should prepare. Are you here, you don't know what you're doing, that's how you should prepare, and that's how I prepared myself. What I'm saying here is based on my experience, my background, and this very intelligent person just approved my point. So thank you very much. I appreciate you guys who you guys who was able to stay with me, and I hope I will see you next time.